Good morning, everyone. I've been preparing for this storm all morning, all weekend, and now it's here. So everybody has what they need. We've got a plan in case electric goes out, so on and so forth. I've got all of my high protein, high calorie foods ready for everybody. Everybody's got warmth, water. I've got extra buckets of water and everything ready to rock and roll for these guys through the day. So I need to get back in and check my breakfast bake, and then we'll talk. So hold on. Okay, so this morning I have already started a pork loin. That way I have a nice big piece of meat cooked for the next few days. I'm going to put some potatoes and carrots and onions and celery into that broth. When I remove that, I'm going to cook that up, put that separate. I'm going to use that broth to make some more homemade dog food slash chicken food. So let's check our egg bake and see what that looks like. It's not quite done yet, but look how good. Mm-mm-mm. This is a croissant dough quiche. It has onions, bell peppers, sausage, cheese, and eggs in a croissant dough. So one of those quick quiches. When you're getting 2 dozen or more eggs a day, you have to do something. I fed a bunch back to the chickens and Solomon this morning. Um, so let's get on with our talk. So here I am in the warmest room of the house. The storm is here. The wind is starting to blow. It's starting to have the snow. Next will be the ice. Hopefully, we'll just get the snow because, I can deal with that. It's the ice I can't. I've been getting everything ready as far as all of my chickens, little Lily, little Red, Solomon, the guinea pigs. Everybody is set up right now to thrive. I've also here in the house, I've been working on laundry to catch up all of the laundry. I'll finish it up today if I can. I still have a few more loads to do, but what I was doing was trying to catch up all of those layered clothes that I used the past 2 weeks with this really cold weather. The reason I do that is because my cellar is in the basement, or at my cellar, the door to my cellar, you have to go outside and then down into the cellar, and it causes a rush of cold air down there. Plus, I don't want to have to go up and down there. I don't want to have to go out there. So, if I have all my laundry done, I'm okay with catching up on it when the weather breaks. Well, the weather is now back. So, once I get a couple more loads done, I'm done with laundry for the day, especially when night hits. I won't be going down into the basement or the cellar again. I keep calling it a basement. It's not a basement, it's a cellar. But anyway, I have this winter storm under control. I've got all of the extras to feed. I have all of the supplements to add. Everybody that needed something extra got something extra already today. So let's talk about the next storm coming. Tomorrow will be Trump's inauguration. Oh, what a joyous day, right? I don't care why he went in. I don't care if he stands outside. I don't care if they haul him off to jail. That would actually be the best inauguration of Trump I would ever see, is to inaugurate him right into the prison. But that's not going to happen. I do want people to understand that being prepared for this regime, this absolute crazy regime that's coming in, um, there are a few things I think that you need to do. I think you need to consider that things are not going to be the same in this country. It's not going to be the same. I do believe you should have your pantry stocked up. I believe you should have extra water. I believe you should have medical. I believe you should have all of those things that you need to be comfortable if you don't need to go out. But I also want to talk about things that could possibly happen with this. Okay, so now you have Russia saying, well, heck, we want Greenland. We'll take over Greenland. We'll just split it up with the United States. Okay. Of course, China's wanting Taiwan, and Elon is working with China by not hooking up his Starlink or whatever, so that way they have no idea of when an attack will happen on Taiwan. Okay. Ooh, you have Venezuela wanting to go after Puerto Rico. Is Trump going to protect Puerto Rico? I mean, he's already said that it's a garbage dump. What's going to happen to Puerto Rico? I'm very, very concerned about that. So you're going to have all of these land grabs going on. You know, this was supposed to be, according to MAGA, the president of no wars. This is going to be the president starting wars everywhere because he's not going to have any, he doesn't care. I mean, Putin has control over Trump no matter what you think. It's an ego thing. And he wants to please Putin all that he can. So he'd be like, sure, help me get Greenland. We'll split it. What do you want to bet? What do you want to bet when they go after Panama? People are going to die. This is going to be bad. So, all of you people that hated invaders into our country that were working and keeping the economy going, filling up your Social Security benefit fund, well, when he mass deportates them, we're on our own when it comes to our economy, right? Are you going to go milk some cows and pick salad greens or work in those companies that want to pay you as little as possible? Are you going to go take those jobs? I don't know. But I will say this, you need to have a mindset that this is what could happen. Well, you're just doomsdaying and you're just talking about the bad stuff. If you're not prepared for the bad stuff that could happen, you'll be caught off guard. And being caught off guard in situations that could arise could be the death of you, harm for your family, and even harder times. I recommend always having your ID, always having paperwork if you are or look brown or black and from a different country. Keep all of your paperwork with you. Make copies of those and give them to someone who is trustworthy. I'm serious. This is important. I am afraid we are going to see a lot of protests in city streets, and it would not surprise me that they would go ahead and call martial law or pull in and deputize militia groups, so on and so forth, to come into other cities. It's not surprising to me. They've already put out word for rewards if you I think there's an app or a phone number that you call if you see someone who you think is an immigrant or something. There's that's already happening. People are already calling on neighbors. They started that immediately. To all of you people who say, well, up to this point, it's Biden's fault, that is absolutely baloney. Okay, that's baloney because Trump has been in Congress, in the Senate, for the last 4 years. He has caused them to make decisions, unconstitutional decisions, and you have to understand that this has been brewing. But what happens is things can go wrong. You have to have the mindset that something could go wrong. If you don't, you'll be caught off guard. Period. Okay, so I would say things that you might want to look at are obviously protests in the streets, martial law. Look at the fact that people could take down the electric grid. Um, that's also going to bring water to a halt. Um, Transportation. What if transportation gets stopped? Your stores are not going to get stocked up. Have food at the house, have water at the house, have other sources other than relying on your electric. I'm just saying. It's horrible to have to say this, um, but I am not a MAGA prepper. I don't like the administration coming in at all in the way that they are unconstitutional. They're criminals. They're sexual abusers. The war on women has just begun. And so I will also say to women, and I mean this absolutely to my core, Indiana just put a law about women who are raped, and you might want to go watch it. I know Tennessee Brando did a video on it, and I live in Indiana. So it's very concerning. If you have, if you are a woman, learn self-protection, because these MAGA men, these young men have been emboldened, and people like Joel Webbon, who says if you kill a few women calling rape, they'll stop it. Well, now Indiana wants to put you in jail if you're proven, if they say that you're lying. And it's already started. I warned of this before, and it's my state who has initiated this kind of conduct. Women, be very careful. Get protection. Learn how to Jackie Chan. And my husband laughs at me all the time when I say, well, I'll just Jackie Chan you. And I said, well, do you not remember the rolling pin? Do you not remember the grazing stick? Do you not remember the times your legs got swept out from under you? I mean, we've been married a long time. And he's like, well, you're right. I'm like, that's right. Women need to learn that. You might be smaller. You might not be as strong, but you can be smarter, wiser, and be prepared for whatever they deal out. But try not to get in trouble, women. I'm telling you now. Try to stay out of those places where these men can take advantage of you and then end up through the court system getting out of it. And then you will be prosecuted. Please, please have your young women not be so flamboyant with these emboldened young men out there saying, your body, my rights. It's important. Personal protection. This year, I purchased another tool. I needed an upgrade. I wanted something different. I wanted something that fit my hand a little better. When I went to go get that tool, there was a Trump edition. And of course, I put it in my hand, and it fit my hand better than any other tool that was out there. So I looked at the guy, I said, I like how this works, but I don't want all of that crap on it. And he just looked at me. You got to understand, I live in a red state. People that work at gun shops and things are normally MAGA, right? So he just looked at me. He says, so you don't want it to say that? I was like, no, I don't want the pink one. I don't want the one that has that name on it. What can you get for me? So for $40 lower, I got a solid black without Trump's name on it. Even though I'm sure there's some people out there who'd like to have one with Trump's name on it. Just saying. Not me. So my personal protection is not only for my body, but it's also for my farm. Every year I deal with fox. And since they're going to fence in the back part of the property, and I'm going to be out there with Solomon, coyotes will probably start venturing closer. They've been here forever, but as winter gets tougher and tougher, they're coming closer and closer. So when he's going to be out there, and my chickens are going to be out there, and my goat is going to be out there, I want something that I can grab very easily. I normally carry a rifle around. I don't ever use it towards housings or anything like that. But, I had a couple of coon out here that I had to dispatch that had distemper. And we certainly don't want that either. And carrying a rifle around when you're trying to deal with a dog or the chickens or carrying feed buckets, that's bad. But if I have this tool, I can just pull it and use it. And I don't have to finagle with trying to carry a rifle and all of that stuff. So I just needed an upgrade for my property's protection. And I do recommend that if you do feel that you need some protection, this is the time to get it. Make sure you get your precious metals that go with your tools. Okay. economically speaking, I recommend having some cash. Stash it in your house somewhere, in a drawer, in a sock drawer, wherever. You should have some cash just in case any of those electric things happen. You're not going to be able to draw out money from your card if gas stations or stores don't have their apparatuses going. They're not going to be able to take a card, and you can go get what you need with cash. Have a substantial amount of cash on hand. Just saying. Families, um, you should have a plan to meet somewhere, a safe place if things get bad. Have connections to where you know where you're going to meet in order to get out of a situation or to bring someone closer to home. Have a secure place where you meet them and bring them in, whatever. Very important. This is going to be tough. It's going to be rough. There's going to be land grabs all over the place. I believe this is the beginning of World War III. I absolutely believe it, because why do we need to grab lands now? Why do we need to change names of water now? Well, this is what your Antichrist is giving you. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I got to go check on my egg bake because I am hungry. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance.